Welcome to the first installment of a new Steeler Thoughts Chief Feelings series titled A Play You May Have Forgotten. What happened was I've been going through film of the entire season with the goal of putting together some top 10 lists that'll be rolling out through the offseason. We're going to have top 10 plays by different players, different position groups, top 10 blitzes, top 10 clutch plays by the Chiefs. And as I was going through, I kept coming across these plays that were noteworthy in some way. They were either funny, interesting, or just plain good, but they weren't going to make the cut for any of the top 10 lists. Thus was born the idea of a play you may have forgotten, where we will be reviewing individual plays that were cool or good or interesting. They just weren't quite to the level that one would remember them in top 10 lists. And I wouldn't be surprised if people have forgotten some of these plays. So we'll be going through them throughout the offseason, just fun plays to remember from the past season of Chiefs football. So we're going to start here in Week 7. The Chiefs at this point are 5-0. They have come off their bye week, and in Week 7 are trying to get their 6th win of the season, playing in San Francisco in a rematch of Super Bowl 58. We are in the fourth quarter with 9:34 to go in the game. The Chiefs are up 21-12, and the 49ers are knocking at their doorstep. They have a 3rd and goal at the Chiefs' 5-yard line. The Chiefs are very much trying to get off the field here, make it a 6-point game at worst, and try to then give the offense a chance to make it a 2-possession game again. Let's take a look at what happened in this play, and then we'll break it down. We got Brock Purdy in the shotgun. He's got 3 to his right, 1 to his left, and the running back in the backfield. He drops back, throws left, and the pass is intercepted by Jaden Hicks, essentially ending this game. At this point, the Chiefs were up 9. They ended up holding the 49ers without scoring, and the Chiefs would end up scoring a touchdown on their subsequent drive, building their lead to 28-12 and shutting the door entirely on this game. So, what happened on this play? Let's break it down. Now you see we've got Brock Purdy in the shotgun, and he has 1 tight end on the field, and he's got 1 running back on the field. So this is 11 personnel. Your 1 running back, 1 tight end gives you 11. He's got 3 wide receivers out here. The Chiefs have matched in their nickel. So they've got 2 linebackers on the field. Here's Drew Tranquil, here's Nick Bolton, and they've got 4 linemen, even though Tershawn Wharton is standing up here. He's one of their down linemen. And they have 5 defensive backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 49ers are going to run the following route combination. They are going to motion George Kittle out just before the snap. So you can see here goes Kittle in his motion. He's going to come out just before the snap, and they are going to send 10 here right across the middle up in front of the goalpost. 14 is going to run a corner pattern, and Kittle is going to kind of delay release on top of that and enter. On this side, you're going to have the running back go out to the flat, and then Conley looks like he has an option route. He initially tries to push it outside and then bring it back inside, kind of an inside return route. The Chiefs look like they're playing some match principles here. So you've got Joshua Williams, who looks like he's keying on. Initially, he's treating 14, who I believe is Ricky Pearsall. He's treating him as like the 1 receiver. So this is basically going to be his guy unless he goes underneath immediately. If you notice, Pearsall comes out. So if you see Joshua Williams through this play, is just kind of going to keep outside leverage and keep his eyes on Pearsall. When 10 darts across the formation, Roland Wallace runs with him, leaving Cook and Tranquil here over the top of Kittle. On this side, Bolton's responsibility seems to be the flat. So when the running back runs out into the flat, Bolton follows him. And then you've got McDuffie right on top of Chris Conley out here, Jaden Hicks helping him on the inside. So as this starts to play out, as you see here, McDuffie sees that he knows he has inside help, so he's playing outside leverage on Conley, essentially not allowing Conley to beat him to the outside. Bolton's over here taking the running back. And Jaden Hicks is maintaining the inside leverage. So if Conley comes in, Hicks has got him. If Conley goes out, McDuffie's going to make sure he doesn't get beat outside. Here they've got 10 over the middle, who's basically one-on-one with Chris Rowland Wallace in this. And then again here you've got Joshua Williams over 14 to make sure he's not beaten outside. And then Cook, as he sees 14 going out, Cook is going to stay over the top of George Kittle with Tranquil. So pretty good coverage from the Chiefs here. They've got everything kind of covered up. Additionally, from the pass rush perspective, the Chiefs initially send 3, and they have Tershawn Wharton just kind of lurking here. The way that the 49ers block it up when they see 3 coming, they're going to slide 2 to Chris Jones, who's up on the edge. So Chris Jones gets 2 from the start, and then they have it so that all 3 of the remaining D linemen are going to be one-on-one. But what Wharton's trying to do is he times it so that as he doesn't come, the guard will then go over to help the center, and he's going to try to time that so he can rush right there and come in free, but the guard was wise to it, 77. If you notice, he sees Wharton coming in at the last second and manages to impede his path. But on the far side, against the right tackle, you have Karlaftis matched up one-on-one. And George Karlaftis does a great job here. He challenges the edge. Look at him really forcing the tackle out wide, challenging his outside shoulder, trying to get around. And then as the tackle commits up the arc, Karlaftis hits the spin, perfect timing, and manages to get inside of him and gets quick pressure on Brock Purdy, which was key to this play. Purdy gets rushed, and he actually gets hit when he throws, so the throw's not accurate either. Now let's look at Purdy's progressions. So Purdy takes the snap. He's looking straight down the middle. He's probably doing one of 2 things, if not both. He's either checking this rat out, or he's trying to hold Jaden Hicks toward the middle of the field so that he can get Conley one-on-one and throw this over to him. My guess is probably the second, that he's trying to hold the safety and then trying to come back over to his left and hit Conley. Unfortunately for him, since Hicks is basically playing inside-outside with McDuffie, Hicks isn't looking at Purdy. So Purdy's looking straight down the field to hold the safety who isn't paying any attention to him, so that doesn't really do anything. And by the time Hicks turns around, right here, here's where he turns to look at Purdy. Purdy's already coming back and looking for Conley. Now, Conley initially comes outside, and I don't know, this was either just a designed route where he's going to try to push out and then come back, or he has an option and he notices he's got, McDuffie's got outside leverage. Conley's not going to beat him outside. So Conley comes back toward the middle, and at that point, Purdy, either because this is what he had predetermined he was going to do, or because probably the combination of Karlaftis' pressure and his read, he fires this ball in, and this is already going to be a really tight window. Let's assume Karlaftis doesn't hit him. Right here, he's throwing this ball. You've got Hicks right here. McDuffie's all over Conley right here. So an accurate ball, McDuffie has a chance to play across Conley, and Hicks might be able to close that window anyway. But since Karlaftis hits him, this is not an accurate ball, and he ends up just throwing it to Hicks. In fact, Hicks has to come back for it. As Hicks is anticipating a throw here, he actually overcommits because of the inaccurate throw, which makes you more confident that an accurate throw Hicks might have been able to make a play on too. And he does a great job of coming back for it and getting an interception. We can look at it from Purdy's point of view. So look at the snap here. Now you look at Purdy's eyes. He's right down the middle. And I really think the more I watch this, it feels like he's just looking here to hold the safety, and then he wants to come back to Conley. And his process just gets sped up because of Karlaftis' rush. But look at, Jaden Hicks isn't paying any attention to where Purdy's eyes are at this point. So I'm not, Purdy seems to start now glancing over there. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he was just really confident that he could fire this ball in there and hit a tight window. And he knew he had to get a ball off quickly because of the pressure. But this really is an ill-advised throw here. You can see Hicks right there. I mean, that window was very tight. You see where Conley's coming to look for the ball. I mean, if the ball were accurate, Hicks would be able to drive on that ball too. So the pressure just forced a really ill-advised throw and then an inaccurate throw, and Hicks got the interception that really would ultimately end the game. The Chiefs come down and score a touchdown. They're up 28-12, well on their way to getting a big win in San Francisco. So big interception for Jaden Hicks here. This was actually the first interception of his career, if I remember correctly. Really set up by George Karlaftis' great rush. Did a great job challenging the edge and then coming back, and just the good overall coverage from Kansas City. And so this was your first installment of A Play You May Have Forgotten. One big play from the 2024 season that might kind of fall by the wayside. Again, if you have any other suggestions for plays to do in this series, just mention them in the comments. And if I haven't put them in any of my top 10 lists, those are plays that we can look at further along in this series. Thank you, and until next time.